Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. 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 North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. The west side, raise it up. 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 Hey loves, hey loves, hey loves, hey loves. My name is YM Vaughn. I also go by Y. And this is another episode of Raise It Up Y, the podcast. We are coming at you the last Thursday. I was going to say Sunday. That's not true. The last Thursday of August 2022 in an episode we are calling, But Are You Happy Though? We'll explain more of that as we get into the episode. I want to say thank you to all of the loves out there in love culture. You are a love if you are one who wakes up every day, does your best, gets up, dusts off anything that feels less than positive, and at least gives your best effort and listens to this podcast. If you are that and that is you, I am happy to welcome you to Love Culture. Yes, you are one of my personal loves. If you are listening on any place where podcasts can be consumed, then I want to say, first of all, thank you for your non-refundable energy and time, and the fact that faith comes by hearing. I love that. So whenever you're listening to this, this is building faith, and it's building faith in non-corny positivity, which is one of the cornerstones of what we do here on this podcast. So it makes me really happy that you all are listening. If you are a love onlooker and looking on YouTube at the podcast, then you know that I am wearing the crown of my merch. There's new merch that's out, and I feel a little fake for saying that because I wore the shirt, right? I wore the tank last episode. I have one XXX tank and one 1X tank left. That's it. And the crowns, I have, I believe, 3. So if you do like, and when I say crown for the people who aren't on looking, for my love listeners, it's a hat. It's a dad hat with worn old gold coloring, and in black on the front, it literally says, I'm a love. And it's in this beautiful yellow. My sister has a Come As You Are yoga practice on Zoom. Please DM for details if you want to know more about that. I'm sure that you're not going to DM because this is YouTube. And I just realized that you could just comment, sort of a thing. But in my sister's Wendy, I am Wendy with an I, Wendy Vaughn's Come As You Are yoga. We had just finished going over yoga and positive practice and peaceful movement for the whole body, looking at the chakras. And I wanted to have this yellow, this gold for the power that comes from your core to be placed atop your head. And it blesses not only your third eye, which is where, you're protecting from a lot of extra stimuli that might distract your perfect vision for the future, but also the enlightenment chakra, your 7th chakra, your divinity. I wanted to put some power on the top of your chakra flow. And you guys know I come from Los Angeles. I usually avoid red and blue merch. However, I wanted red in those tanks. That's right around your heart space chakra. And I wanted to ground you. Red is the first color of the chakra. It's very grounding, foundational. And I was thinking about how much I talk about love and love culture. We do Love Tuesdays on my Instagram, 6 p.m. We'll talk about that in the pay your due section more if you're interested. All these different things. But my big vibe was we're such givers and we're such lovers in what we do in this podcast and the community that we've built from it. I wanted to make sure that we're not giving frivolously. We're also not giving and casting pearls to swine. Instead, I wanted to make sure that we had a foundational base when we're using our hearts. It's really important to make sure that, I should have done that for the YN's Words of Wisdom. YN's Words of Wisdom today, we're going to be just looking at the vibration of happy. Spoiler alert. I already said the name of the name of the episode is Are You Happy? But Are You Happy though? So we're going to be fine tuning the vibration of happiness today. But when you talk about happiness, there are some cousins of the vibration of happy that come about: joy, love, fulfillment. I even looked up that word just to see what the things that came up, not synonyms, just other concepts, other videos like TED Talks and things like that came up, and self-worth even came up. And, we just spent all of 2021 really honing in on self-worth here in Love Culture and what we do on the Raise It Up Y podcast. But, that's a lot of information before we even ground ourselves. I just wanted to let it be known that today we are going to be continuing fine tuning of vibrations, which we are doing all 2022. And this episode, we're going to be looking at happiness. I'm not even going to continue that sentence because I realized I was going to start getting into the episode. So we're going to be fine tuning what it looks like, what it means to be, to experience, to feel happy. It's almost sounds like an oversimplification of life or anything, but with a very crude study of mine in people around my sphere of influence, also some of the folks that I work with in the music industry, you can ask that question and get back some really interesting answers to Are You Happy? So we're going to dive into that. For any newcomer, any new loves, JBP loves, I still love y'all. Just let y'all know that. Some of you guys just are Instagram loves. Some of you are loves that came from Clubhouse. All of the places that you've come from and learned love. I'm even on TikTok now. I am not happy about that. Let me help you out. My assistant back there forced my hand. She literally twisted my arm. Get on TikTok. She didn't do any of that, guys, but she did highly suggest that I get on and have a presence in the TikTok atmosphere. So at YN Vaughn on TikTok. But for any of the new love, new love is so dope. I wanted to say that Raise It Up Y is where OGs kick game to real ones only. We do this using non-corny positivity within the hip hop culture from the West Coast to the world. And when we say raise it up, what we are raising is your self-awareness, your vibration, and your capacity for love. So I invite you to get ready to get into this episode. Thank you for being here yet again. All my loves, lovely listeners, love onlookers. And let's get ready to ground ourselves, all right? For those of you who don't know, I am a trained therapist, not a practicing one. And we start all of our podcasts with some grounding before we dig too deep into topics. Grounding in a therapeutic sense is when you separate space, separate energy from wherever you were before you tuned into this podcast to where you're going as you are on this continuum called time into this podcast. So I invite you to close your eyes, unless you're driving. I need you to keep them open then. But I would like you to take a moment to just be here with me. I want you to hear my voice, but I want you to feel your feet Let your awareness, let your presence really sit down in your feet. Wiggle your toes so you know you're actually there, present at the base, at the foundation of you. Touch your nose. Let that awareness come all the way to the top of you. And you're just doing that to recognize that you are here. Breathe a breath in. Blow that breath out. Let's try it again. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. And just take a moment to own this miracle we call life. That you are breathing and winning just because you are living this life. And just by spending this time with my voice right now, you are investing into your betterment. And I want you to sit with that knowledge, with that success, and feel proud and welcome. Let's go up. Today we have 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 segments. We always have 3 segments. And the final of the segments is called a Do I Diddy, and it will feature at the end of the episode. Trust me, you will not want to miss the end of the episode with this particular Do I Diddy. I am going to speak no more about the Do I Diddy, unless it's to tell you to stay at the end so that you don't miss what's coming. Trust me, we've worked diligently to make sure we could bring you something very, very special. It is from my album, Been In It a Minute, and I'm looking very forward to your comments and feedback and how it made you feel when you got to experience this episode's Do I Diddy. All right. If anyone is new and doesn't know, Do I Diddy's is where we feature original and artist-owned music so that nobody flags me, with hardly any samples, if there are any, because we need people to own their shit so that we could play this with full consent, from the artist, him or herself, So that's what Do I Diddy's are. The first 2 segments that we're going to do are a Break It Down and a #HighWhy. Break It Down is where we uncover the genius in hip hop culture, the genius that's already existing in hip hop culture. We just uncover it for people who may not, be residents of hip hop culture. You might be a visitor in our world, and that's okay. We're here to edutain. I am an edutainer. HighWhy, #HighWhy, is where any of you loves get to put in a question and I answer it right here on air. So, break it down. Break it down. I'm going to take this time to talk about something that happens in hip hop culture, and it's usually when we're in this segment, we're talking about actual lyrics, and I'm sort of breaking down the content of the lyrics. This is going to be a more generalized, widespread type of break it down. And it's going to continue with the idea of what makes you happy. So let me finish some sentiments that I did not finish in the intro of this pod. In hip hop culture, and culture at large, really, what you will notice is that we have music that talks about, money, hoes, and clothes. We'll talk about things like, I want the money, money in the cars, cars in the clothes, the hoes, I suppose. I just want to be successful. We have, that's Drake, as well as, I was about to say Lloyd. It's not Lloyd, it's Trey Songz. But as well, these are concepts that we hear a lot when we talk about what is it that makes people happy? A lot of the feminine energy rap of today, with a lot of braggadocio and vibrato today, talks about what apparently makes them happy is being able to dominate men, to buy anything they want, have the type of money they're looking for, get the bodies and the images and the faces and the eyelashes, the hair, the whatever it is that they would like. And those are the things that they glorify, in their music and things like that. Going back to this concept of happy, though, we are fine tuning the vibration of happy. And let's look at the hip hop culture while we do it. A lot of folks that you speak to directly will often report that while they have loads of money in the bank, there's more money, there's generally more problems. People who talk about dominating their mates in relationships, or what type of girl they need their woman to be, or what type of man that they, want to run, or whatever these concepts are in music, those same people end up having marriages at home. Or they can talk about all the chicks that they want or all the men that they want in this industry, but some of them tend to have a main character that's a mainstay that holds them down at home so that they have a sense of happiness. And it's really interesting because with what gets kicked out in our culture, hip hop culture at large, you would expect that what makes us happy is the money in the cars and the clothes, the hoes. Do you have a certain style of jewelry on? What type of watch are you wearing? What types of restaurants do you frequent? And I think of that song on Kendrick's album, Count Me Out. And I think of him saying, I know millionaires that feel alone. And I know that Kendrick and I know some of the same millionaires. I don't know about whom he was speaking. He could have very well been talking about himself with that whole album, because he was very much talking about himself mostly in the whole album. Man, when I think about the types of folks in this industry that quote unquote have it all, go back to a couple episodes ago when the YN's Words of Wisdom, when I talked about separating the person from the persona. I believe that was January's 2022 YN's Words of Wisdom. Separating the person from the persona. I can guarantee you, I know some of these individuals. I know the names, the government names behind some of your favorite monikers. And in some private conversations, when we talk about, are you happy? Those responses can get crickets. You can see people fidget and become some form of anxious. And I only say that from my therapeutic lens because I know that where, words know how to lie, behaviors do not. So when you're asking someone who's been chilling and just hanging and laid back a question like, are you happy? And then you see people start to move around, why you gotta, come on, what you mean? Why you gotta, no, let's talk about something else. I didn't know that the concept of, wait, let me look up the word. Definition. Hold up. I got y'all. Definition of happy. Let's just look at what this whole mean, because maybe I'm tripping. You understand me? I said definition of happy, and this shit said definition of a preposition. Wait, what? I love the tech gods. Definition of happy tapioca, it just put.
Wow.
And third and finally, an adjective called happy, feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. I can see that being challenging for some of the folks that I know and don't know personally, but know of through people. Being pleased or showing a sense of contentment for people who live in hustle mode. I gotta hustle. Nah, I gotta hustle hard. I'm always working to the next thing. I think I heard Michelle Obama in her book talk about she was a professional box checker. 6 figures, under 30, 2-time degree from Ivy League schools, graduate, doing her thing, law firm, big wig, and realized she was unhappy. Rather, I don't know that she said those words. She did not report feeling fulfilled. When you are content, you are filled. Think about it. Satiety, when you eat food, satiation. That means you are satisfied. That means you are content. And when you feel that way, you're not inclined to drink more, to put more food in your system because you already feel filled, right? Energetically, happiness is that same thing. So if you feel like a boat with a hole in the bottom, where it's just sinking, it never just stays afloat. It's not content being above water, or a bucket with a hole in the bottom where it can't keep itself fully filled. It's like energy just seeps out and it just never reaches up to the top. If you don't allow yourself to fill, to reach that level of contentment, pleasurable contentment, like the adjective, the definition of happy says Google, well, where did you learn that? That becomes my question. It's a therapeutic question, but it's an honest question. Where did you learn that? Where did you learn that if you're not hustling, you're not getting to it? Who told you that? Were they happy? Happy begets happy where I'm from. Just like real recognizes real, right? So going back to this beautiful music industry that we live and work in, I think of a few people. I think of Ninth Wonder and Cash Don't Make Me, or Cash Don't Make Beats, the president of Jamla Records. And when I hear these men give lectures or talk at Love Lounge Conversations, if you don't know what that means, just wait till the end of the episode. We'll talk about that. And I often hear them say, well, what makes you happy looks like your version of success. And your version of success is exactly that, your version. You need to experience what that looks and feels like on your own and for yourself. Some of you all are living the Madonna version of happy, but your name is Claire. Some of you are trying to live the Kendrick version of happy, but your name is Darnell. It's dope to be influenced by our culture. It's dope to watch the great things that we do, because we do a lot of great things. I know that the negativity in our culture, in hip hop culture, that makes the headlines. That's the type of trauma that record labels enjoy finding and repackaging and selling to us, or women unsure of what their worth alone looks like. The types of folks that I know at industries, tops and in those offices of certain places where they sign artists, they prey on the folks that could be strengthened, the folks that could be stronger in their mental capacities, in their wills, in their vibrations of self-worth. They could be stronger. They get those people and put them in front of a camera and say, yeah, say all that shit you was talking when you wasn't famous. Only now you're famous and the whole world knows you for something that in 2 years, in 10 years, who knows if you'll still even feel the same way about it. Not speaking for everyone. I'm purposely not keeping this too specific on anyone, because to each his own. But Ninth Wonder and my boy Cash commonly will say, you have to figure out your version of success and let that guide you as a hip hop lover, as a Raise It Up Why love culture lover, as a love listener or a love onlooker. I dare you to imagine what happiness looks like for you, and then wonder, if you don't know exactly what that looks like, who are you allowing to paint on your canvas and tell you what success looks like for you? Because if you haven't determined what that looks like for you, I can guarantee you someone when you were very young placed upon you, hey, this is what success is for you. And you've never questioned it. You've only just lived by it. Sometimes those people who do that mean amazingly good for you. And I love that. Sometimes those people were fucking haters, yet their imprint is still upon you. And when I say that, I'm talking about some of your teachers. Thinking of the first verse of So Ambitious by Jay-Z. Felt so inspired by what my teacher said. Said I either be dead or be a reefer head. Not sure if that's how adults should speak to kids, especially when the only thing I did was speak in class. Our teacher's ass. Like, I'm just saying, those types of things, that's a dick. that educator is a dick and didn't deserve to be a person who feeds into young minds. But I just want to impart upon you not only that, but the fact that on the same day that hip hop turned 49, one of my good friends, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, also celebrated his birthday. He's a member of a tribe called Quest. And I call him in this industry my Zen master. So to all my Patreon subscribers, don't be surprised if you don't, in some forthcoming months, see an episode with him in it, because I told him I need to have him and he already agreed. So but yeah, keeping the counsel of some dope people, some dope humans, like the Ali Shaheed Muhammads and things like that in your world, as a person who helps gauge what dopeness is to and for you, and with the ability to make sure that you can navigate this place, this industry, this hip hop world with some sense of certainty, I just believe that that's really one of the dopest things that you'll ever see in this industry, and in any industry, but I'm just breaking it down. We're talking about hip hop, and that's going to be how I end that particular segment. I also noticed that my device here froze, so I can see my high Y, but nothing else. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. I also have my other phone, so I can just look, because that's why I do it on that app, because it's on all my devices. So our high Y, hashtag high Y, comes to us from one of Love Culture's favorite minds, from not only Love Lounges on Instagram, but also on Clubhouse. This is our boy at the Art of Justin. And he said he was all right with me using his, question and his likeness for the pod. So it says, peace, Y. I was wondering if I could pick your brain about something. So I'm in the healing process from my divorce from a year and a half ago, and I've been conversing with a woman recently. I've been upfront about my mental and emotional space. My question is, how do you deal with certain triggers while you're in the process of healing from them? Sheesh. I appreciate and value any feedback you have. Bless. And he put the three rockets up. And he put the 3 rockets up. For Love listeners, I only put up 2 fingers. That was an accident. I was trying to be peaceful. I will always find a way. A creative will always. Just, and I love this because he's one of the loves that we end up talking with a lot. Clubhouse loves, I feel a real closeness with because I get to hear their voice and them and experience them in real time. So, my love, Just, I will say, dealing with your triggers while in the process of healing from them, it takes the same thing we're doing with the vibration of love, happiness, everything that we've been kind of talking about this entire year, different vibrations, leadership, last episode, the vibration of, it takes practice. You don't get good at this overnight, and it doesn't go away just because mentally we be over some shit. Hey, I be over not fitting into clothes when I gain some weight. I be over it mentally, like, all right, I'm ready to get back in these clothes now. And guess what? I still go to put them on, and they still don't fit. Hello? No, they still don't fit, guys. They still don't fit because if I'm really over not being able to fit in some clothes, I'm either going to A, buy some new motherfucking clothes. Hello? I had to remind myself when I couldn't fit in my medium pants no more because God decided that I needed more hips and ass. Thank you, Lord. And thighs. Let's never forget that. And thighs. When he decided that at the tender age of 36, 2018, I said, Wyanna, you got to remember, they make clothes in large. Extra large, even if you need it. Hello, holla. So that's going to be something we kind of talk more about in the Wyan's Words of Wisdom. You'll see why later. But when I think about healing from triggers and experiencing those same triggers, oh, sorry about that. I could either, one, buy bigger clothes, or two, make myself smaller. Make myself the size I was when I bought those clothes. And for me personally, I have to see which one of those options makes me most, here it is, happy. In some cases, I threw out old clothes. You were here when I did that whole big, my Onette, my Easy was here when I just took a whole bunch of clothes. I says, trying to fit into these clothes don't make me feel happy. It makes me feel convicted. It makes me feel like I don't have room to grow in life. And I'm trying to stuff myself new wine and old wine skin. Man, fuck that. Because I'm okay with me. Took me a long time to say that and be okay with me. Let me let y'all know. However, those clothes went out. There were some other clothes, though. I said, no, this is different. Maybe because my attachment, the memories I had in those particular clothes, or I really enjoyed them, or because I know with the way my body is, I had to know my body. I had to know me. Justin, this is coming back to you in a second. I just want to get this so that you can see that this is applicable to not just you and your love situation. In those situations where my clothes were things that I did want to fit back into, certain parts of me I wanted to get back to, I said, these vibrational practices are going to get me back into these clothes. You know what some of them were? I just celebrated on my Instagram, jogging my mile once every other day, 1 mile per day. I actually am up to 2 miles now, jogging 2 miles again. And if I wasn't building a brand and going to studios and touring and doing a bunch of other shit, I would probably have more. Because I don't be tired at 2 miles. Oh, and because my hair be nice sometimes. Shouts out to Krista. My hair be nice, and then I be sitting there like, damn, I don't want to sweat it all out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I had to practice the vibration of things that I did when those clothes were fitting comfortably on me. I decided to switch myself for those items. So now applying those two types of remedies to Justin. Just, in certain cases, you're going to have to go through certain mindsets, certain verbal, communicative, or non-verbal communicative patterns of yours. You're going to have to look at certain stimuli that can trigger you. And in certain cases, you're going to have to say, okay, no more of those for me. That's why I am realizing that they make clothes that are larger than medium, right? For my bottoms. But I was a medium in my bottoms? We're not going to talk about that. I'm so focused on you, Jess, right now. I am. Here we are. But that really fucked me up. But so there's certain stimuli. There's certain patterns of behavior or thought that you're going to have to say, that doesn't serve me anymore. For how I've grown and who I am now, those things don't serve me. Out with the old. There are going to be certain things that you're going to say, but those are things about me I like. I want to keep that. I want to have those things again in this new relationship, any new relationship. Hell, fuck anybody else. How about in my relationship with myself? There are certain things that I still enjoy, you know. Give you an example. Just for shits and giggles. This is just YN assuming something in Justin's world. And anybody else listening, please don't just take this time for Justin and then don't see that the information is transferable, because this is a concept. This concept can be copy and pasted to any of y'all loves listening or watching, right? So here go the vibe. Let's say, one of the immediate killers of all relationships where communication is concerned. Let's say you're a person that likes to use sarcasm. Bum, bum, bum. No, sarcasm. I don't care if you think that you're very funny when it comes to sarcastic comments. If you think sarcasm is cute, if you think sarcasm is this, sarcasm is that, I am telling you from a therapeutic point of view, and you can talk to any other therapist who's actually practicing, not just a trained one like myself. You can go talk to anyone and ask them where sarcasm enhances, ameliorates your successful relationships. And the answer will be, it fucking doesn't. One of the easiest ways to kill communication in a situation that is supposed to be loving is by using sarcasm. So let's say the last blow up you had, you used something sarcastic in your speech and your tone, whether it was your speech or your tone. The partner of yours caught on to what you were saying, and the next thing you know, that sparked the big fight that broke things up finally. And one of your major regrets as a former husband might be, bro, if I would have ever just never said that statement from that space, from that energy field, from talking in that sarcastic, biting, under gut punching tone, those words, if I'd have never said that, what if the love of my life was still with me? You know what? Fuck sarcasm. I'm over that shit. If I thought that made me funny, I'm funnier than that. If I thought that made me cute and curt and all my friends liked it, nigga, I'm doper than that. No one thing is why everybody fucks with you or doesn't fuck with you. It's always a marriage of a few variables, right? So sarcasm might be something that, like me and all of the medium pants that I now can't even remember if I ever really had, that's something you throw away, huh? But let's say someone, previous partner, complained about your ego. And you know what? You never just, whenever I say something, you just don't do it. And it's like that ego, that's why we not going da-da-da-da. And you go back and you mull over your ego. And you say, but I don't have an overdeveloped ego. I also am not a bitch, and I don't have an underdeveloped ego either. My ego, in my opinion, is very healthily built. I am ego balanced. I am not egotistic. I'm going to consult with some people to make sure I'm actually right about the things that I'm thinking. And you know what? I think that she had a problem with the fact that I had a boundary that I firmly upheld. And I fucking like that about myself because I don't let nobody run over me at the job. I don't let nobody run over me in my family. And I'm sorry, in a romantic relationship, no, you're not going to run over me. I don't give a fuck about anything else. That's something that I'm going to keep about myself. And maybe I can even learn how to better display it in a relationship. Takes practice. Both of those things. It takes exploration, it takes discovering, and it takes uncovering, you know? Both of those different aspects, leaving sarcasm or modifying ego. You know what I'm saying? Both of those things are things you can hold on to, take with you upon your journey, and learn how to deal with. But for the rest of those triggers and whatever they might be, feeling triggered is okay because feelings are non-negotiable and they're out of your control. Allow yourself to feel. Now, Justin pops in. You get to decide what you think and you get to decide how you act. The only two things in this world, in this life, you can control, right? Sometimes you're going to have to write it out. Sometimes you're going to have to come to the love lounge and talk it out. Sometimes you're going to have to be with a bunch of male counsel that sits and gets you, and you're going to have to get mentored out of it or into it, depending on, right? Being honest. But you're going to have to practice. You're going to have to keep doing the work. But I know you, and you're going to win because you're not scared of doing the work. All right? And knowing that makes me happy about you and any other love listening or onlooking that can say the same thing. So thank you for that. Hashtag High Y from @TheArtOfJustin. I just remembered that we said this thing was frozen. And I'm going to look on, this is why you got to think about what you're trying to do to me. So luckily, I have my notes for this episode also on my phone somehow. And here's what I will say. Once again, the third thing that we're doing today is a do-I-diddy. It will be at the end of the episode. Stay at the end of the episode. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to remind you one more time before the episode is done. YN's words of wisdom. Let's get right into it. YN's words of wisdom. When I think of happy, like my boy Ninth and my boy Cash talk about, I think of the ultimate form of success. Let's look at another one of those definitions of happy. Let's not, because I just remembered once again that this thing was definitely frozen. But let's take the same one. Pleasurable contentment. That's a form of success. That's a form of success when you can obtain and attain and claim that you have pleasure in things that you've done, when you are content, not complacent. No one's equating being content, feeling like something is enough, with feeling comfortably stagnant. That would be complacent. Nobody puts those two things together. If you do, then boo on you. Don't do that. Different words have different definitions for a reason. So don't lump a few ideas in and then think that that's what they are. It's not. But it's really funny. What I just told Justin in that high Y was in order for him to learn to love or deal with his triggers while healing from his triggers. What I said is it takes practice. My sister Wendy, I am Wendy with an I, who has Come As You Are yogas on Wednesday nights and Saturday mornings. DM for details. Once again, that just means comment. I keep forgetting I'm on YouTube. I'm so sorry, guys. But you can DM at Raise It Up Y, RAISEITUP, RAISEITUPWY. I just realized I was going fast. And I'll definitely give you information about how to join us for the yogas, for the yoga classes. But she asked a question on her Facebook a couple days ago, and she said, honest question, why are you not working out? So many comments came back, and the most common reported reason was, I'm lazy. It's honest. I think that's honest, right? I was looking at some TED Talks every morning for my brain food. I listen to good messages. Good. I feed my spirit and my mind before my body. The Exercise Happiness Paradox TED Talk by a gentleman named Chris Wharton, Wharton, really gets down to the crux of what I think I mean when I'm talking about in the industry. People have the image of what looks like happiness. And then when you ask them outright and directly, they will tell you, wait, what? They will deflect, or they will straight up say like, no, I'm not happy and I haven't been happy for a while, but I mean, I'm getting by, you know. The champagne makes it taste better. Like, nigga, you know, I mean, well, whoever. That's not even a false, that's an actual conversation I had. And I don't know if I explained this before, but I'll say it now. I ask anyone who asks me to feature on their music if they're happy first, because I don't want to join a fucked vibration. Because if the song starts off in a negative vibe and I come and bring positivity, I can be 2 billion% positive. It only takes a -1 to turn the whole product negative, right? So, no, I'm going to build on what's good. I'm going to add to what's happy. And if people aren't in that space, I'll pass. That woman right there has seen me pass on some of the biggest acts today, and being on music with the biggest acts of today, some of the most successful people in hip hop culture. So what? So the fuck what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga's rich, not me. And me hopping on a song with him just puts me on a song with him. It doesn't put a fraction of his money in my bank account. Right? I mean, okay. Anyway, so the Exercise Happy Paradox spoke about people, when they talk to personal trainers, who this guy was, they don't come to training because they want to be happier. Actually, the less happy they are with themselves, the more quickly they will seek out the exercise trainer. And he says, what brings people to see me are things like, hey, how do I lose this fat? How do I look like you? How do I gain this? How do I change myself? When you're happy and good, you're content, right? It said pleasurable contentment. Content means fulfilled. You're good right here, right now. However, if you're not good right here and right now, don't you keep changing things until you get good? You got food. You don't like how it tastes. Don't you keep adding things until it tastes good? Until you're content. That's how much you keep adding. That's how much you keep feeding yourself if you don't feel full yet. Okay. So when people come to this gentleman and talk about, oh, I need to come to you to exercise so that I can be this image, you have to understand one of his biggest takeaways from the whole thing. You got to know people don't give a shit what you look like. Those are his exact words. People don't give a shit about what you look like or how you look. You think that by looking like your favorite model, your favorite celebrity, or somebody like that, you think that those things are going to bring you their happiness. Wait. Their perceived happiness. You don't know Jennifer Aniston. You don't know Dr. Dre. You don't know Enrique Iglesias. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know these artists. You don't know the what is it, Harry and Meg, or you know, like those are the royal people. You don't know them. You don't know the Obamas. You don't know what they're going through behind closed doors. My mom and dad just celebrated 42 years of marriage. Y'all have no clue what their journey has looked like. No clue. Because guess what? Every time you see them, it's best of my love. Let's groove tonight. Every time you see us, we're an entertainment family. We know how to turn the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when we're hurt, we just don't post. We're from that era. We don't cry in the phone, you know? That's just not us, sort of a thing. Nothing wrong with people who do that. I'm saying we come from an era where there was privacy. We know how to keep a separation between our person and persona. When I'm fucked up bad and down, she'll know it. Y'all won't. Seriously. And I say that though, because when we think about what makes someone happy, what makes you happy, I bring up exercise because, or which we could also go, I have Wava Life right here and we'll get to it and pay your dues. You could even talk about what you put in your body and how your health looks. All those sorts of factors also key in. Let's just stick to exercise. You want to know why? Because exercise can't be dialed in. There's no substitute for the work. You either 30 minutes per day doing it or you are not. And I don't give a fuck how you look on the outside. Go run me let me see what that physical report from your doctor looks like. I know a lot of skinny people, skinny is relative, thin people, fit looking people with heart disease. Stress levels off the Richter. Anxiety like a big bitch. Taking pills to get on stage or to get on live and just hang with their fans. And don't think that all the drinking and smoking isn't also self-medicating to lower anxieties just to be in you all's presence and not feel out of place. Because it is. All the drinking and smoking in the world. But wine is healthy and reefer comes from... Reefer? Is that where I'm at now? And weed comes from the earth. Yeah. All those are still altering your state. And if you felt perfect, if you felt content, and if you felt fulfilled, you wouldn't need it. That's why a lot of you stop at drinking and smoking weed. That's why you don't go to cocaine. That's why you don't go to meth. That's why you don't go to... You see what I'm saying? People have a cap on it, sort of a thing. So no. You were made uniquely and fearfully and wondrously. But you are not anyone's exception to the circumstances or rules of human behavior. All that I'm different. Yeah, no, not so much. You can do a few things and I can assure you, you'll get cardiovascular disease. I don't care how different you are. Skinny, fat, this side of town, the other side of town, this different continent, LGBTQ plus. I don't give a fuck. Don't matter who you are. It's a human thing. When you take time to do those exercises or things like that, you're giving a type of attention to self, a self-love that makes your body happy even when you don't realize it. There is no substitution for all of the benefits of spending time with yourself 30 minutes a day just walking, being on a treadmill, not because you're trying to lose weight, because you're trying to make your soul happy. You're trying to make your cells young again. Keep them young, happy, vibe rich. You know what I'm saying? Vitality on a billion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all a mindset thing, right? And happy people do happy things and get happy results. But you start with happy. Less than happy people do different than happy things. And you experience the consequences of those things. But I can tell you this, I can assure you that you will probably not get happy because you've introduced too many other factors. Devastation, trauma, drugs, danger. Some people look at it as adventure and stuff, or just a lot of risk, a lot of a lot of badly calculated risk. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, guys. I want you to look at exercise like happy time, because it drums up all of the actual hormones in your body that help with things like happiness, sleep satisfaction, and any medical, like actual pharmaceutical medicine that triggers people to feel better, like antidepressants and things like that. Exercise, consistent, does those things 100%. Once again, I'm fine-tuning the vibration of happy on this episode. You have happy hormones in your body if you practice them. Notice, practice takes action. Faith without works is dead. If you're not practicing the happy, well, hell, you won't experience the happy. But it's not far-fetched. Happy is not far away from you. It's 100% and literally within you. All right? And I want to leave you with that, because the question is happiness some form of success? And I would wager that it is. I would wager that practicing happy can prove to you that it is the only version of success. Those are my words of wisdom for today. And before I motherfucking go, my bad. And these titties look amazing. I'm sorry. If you're an onlooker today, comment, like, holler at your girl, right? Like, fuck out of here. But yes, I want to let you know that you just don't cut with the artificial. No, this hair, Aquista, aka Hair by Quista on Instagram, Quista. I had so many plans of wearing this hair down and luscious with little baby hairs like you taught me. And then I worked out really good yesterday and the day before, and I just realized, no, Plus, I got new hats. So, shouts out to my hair lady at Hair by Quista. You will meet my hair lady at the end of this episode. You just know, here's the hint for meeting my hair lady at the end of this episode. I let my OGs drive me. So if you ever see me sitting passenger in a car, just know that my OGs are in the midst. And make no mistake, at Hair by Quista is one of my OGs. So that is your hint. Also, the Do, my cousin Maya Smith, is your favorite MC or master of curl, and at ILOVETHEDOUX. I Love the Do is making big moves out here. They were recognized by The Source. They were recognized and are still in Target, and they just got in somewhere else, not Bath and Beyond, it was somewhere else. Somewhere I was like, whoa. I'm just addicted to Target though, so. But they're in Sally's Beauty, Amazon, Walmart, CVS. Damn it, I thought if I said all that I would remember, and I still don't, so. Good luck with that. Yay, Rihanna. Also, Pristine Nails. I played you last episode because I get my nails done naturally now. And the polish was looking wrong the day that I first said it. But as you can see, hold on. Let me give some little West Coast to my camera B. Can't live in your love. I'm just letting y'all know. A girl is really out here with my little sparklies and you will see more of those on the Do I Diddy at the end of this episode as well. Uplift Us Marketplace at Uplift Marketplace on Instagram, located in the Fox Hills Mall. Shouts out to my boy Drex up there. Let it be known, this little bone outfit. Should I stand up and give him some? Should I give? Look, I'm bloated. I've been sitting too long, but I don't. They'll see it. You'll see it later. You'll see it later. Onet hated on y'all. Y'all's about to get some hips, dips, and all these chips. Yeah. But yeah, this outfit, as well as others that you will see later, definitely came from Uplift Marketplace on Instagram, all together now. And if you are ever in the Los Angeles area, specifically Culver City, take your ass to the Fox Hills Mall. If you put that in your GPS, they will try to correct you and say, what is it? The Westfield? Culver City Westfield. No. Real niggas know that is the Fox Hills Mall. Ask anybody. Game used to be there every weekend. I'm sorry, Game. I just threw you under the bus. I apologize. That nigga used to live in that mall. I was like, the second or third time I saw him, I said, bro, really? And I said that to him right by the Forever 21. He was like, oh, don't play me. I was like, oh, never mind. I'm sorry. This is before I worked with him. This is way before I worked with him. So it wasn't recent, guys. Don't get weird. It wasn't recent. That was when, you know, things had kind of like slowed up for the kid. You understand me? But yeah, I've had right next to this mic the entire time some Wava Life. Shouts out to my baby brother Warren Vaughn. Wava is the name of his company. We were talking very briefly about putting good things in your body. Wava products that can be found at Wava Life, WAVALIFE, right? At Wava Life or wavalife.com. Warren's drinks and foods are probiotic rich, and those things help you absorb the good in the food you already eat. So some people say you are what you eat. False. You are what you absorb. So if you're eating good foods, but you don't have receptors, things to receive the goodness out of that food, you are getting only a fraction of the good that you believe you are. Real nigga shit right here. Also, YNVaughn.com, WYANNVAUGHN. I want to invite you, if you are a love, onto our Love Lounge conversations. Love Tuesdays, 6 p.m. on the West Coast, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. On my Instagram at Wyanna, WYANNA, and also on Clubhouse in the Raise It Up Y room, 3 p.m. West Coast, 6 p.m. East Coast on Sundays. Yes, because I usually mess that up. Also, always over all the platforms at RAISEITUPWY. You will get me immediately. You understand me? Comment, like, subscribe, DM, like, talk to the girl. She talk back. You understand? Only if you're dope, though. If you're on that weirdo shit, don't do that. Just say hi. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a personable motherfucker. And then at TikTok, I'm under Wyann Vaughn, like the most boring girl in the world. WYANNVAUGHN, and we're about to go up. That's what she said. Yay, easy, Miss Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, we have powered through this episode that has lost power in my apparatus. Let it be known. Stay tuned. Do not leave or touch that dial. Ain't no dials nowhere no more. Anyways, you will be pleased to know that what you are about to see next in the Do I Diddy is my first visual to Been In It a Minute. My first music video fucking ever. I present you 4 steps. Stay real, y'all. Ding, 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 ding. No. Watch this shit.
if you give them all that you got, you'll be stuck with a knot in your wallet. If you love them like there's no tomorrow, you'll be left with sorrow in your pocket. See, with a hole in your chest, you can't give no one your best. You'll be searching the rest of your days for the love of your life. He'll be off with his wife, 'cause you've been soaking your nights away.
I feel like, you know, Wendy could
Hawaiian, I'm sorry, this is all I got. I don't have anything as sporty as you got.
Okay.
Let me give you the game. Step you let him know that you're tired. Go to step two, do you if he's not inspired to do step three. Anything that'll make you happy. Explore. Step four, love yourself. Don't be with him no more. No more. No more. No more. No more. Honey, baby, won't you listen to me? 'Cause love ain't always what it seems. Yeah. Take it from a pro, I've been there before. I live my nightmares and touch my dreams. Searching for Mr. Right ain't gonna do nothing to find till you learn to start loving yourself. And when you're happy with you, in love with what you can do, then you'll share it with someone else. First step, you let him know that you're tired. Go to step two, do you if he's not inspired to do step three. Anything that'll make you happy. Explore. Step four, love yourself. Don't be with him no more. No more. No more. No more. No more.
I be looking cute on the camera and shit. In my heart, I'm like, I'm West Coast. No.
Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why?